Track wrestling here inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. It was the Hawkeyes over Ohio State tonight. The number 2 ranked 157-pounder in the country, Michael Kemerer. It's been a great year. Talk about responding after last week's tough loss to Jason Dolph of Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, it's never fun losing, and that being the first one, it can kind of wake you up. I mean, just had to get back to what I do and wrestle hard, and it's good to respond with a win, bonus points, so it's good.
And you guys are an interesting story going back to you and Jason Dolph. You guys have been wrestling since you were 6-7 years old. Explain the dynamic of wrestling him on one of the biggest stages in college wrestling after having a relationship with him for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, back then wrestling was a little different. It's just a couple of little kids just rolling around, but thanks. But now it's, same thing really. It's just at a different level, more fans now and bigger venues, but it's just wrestling's wrestling.
You remain number 2 in the rankings despite that loss to Dolph. Speaks a lot about the respect of both, to Dolph and yourself as well. He makes it look pretty easy. You make it look pretty easy. We know it's not. It's very tough. How would you describe the pace of Northen and what will you have to do better next time to close that gap?
Yeah. I mean, he's a guy that's obviously known for his pace, and got to match it and exceed it. And that's really what it's all about. That's kind of our program's philosophy is pace and making guys have to keep up with our pace. So.
Hey, can I have your autograph?
Where's the mullet, Sammy? Are you bringing it back?
You tell me, man.
You better. Nice job tonight. Come back to Michael. Where have you improved the most compared to where you were at coming in here out of Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I mean, there's some technical stuff, but I mean, usually what I should say is mentally just being ready to wrestle every day and believing in myself and believing, in the stuff that I do. And ultimately that's what's going to win. It doesn't matter who I'm wrestling. I feel like I got great partners, and it's given me confidence that my stuff can work on anybody if I go out and execute and wrestle hard.
Putting you on the spot a little bit here, what specifically in the mental game have you adjusted, learned? Anything that stands out that's really served you well when you reflect?
I think it's just believing in myself, and that sounds kind of cliche, but it's just it's one thing to be confident in your attacks and practice wrestling guys you wrestle every day, but it's another thing going out there in front of all these fans and wrestling hard. So a big thing is just believing in myself and not being afraid to pull the trigger and maybe get in some funky situations that maybe some guys I'd be uncomfortable, and just making myself comfortable there, just letting it go and being free wrestling.
How cool is it wrestling here in Carver Hawkeye? Penn State comes to town, Ohio State here tonight. I mean, this is the Yankee Stadium of college wrestling, in my opinion. How special is it to get the opportunity?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, everyone in the wrestling world knows about Carver Hawkeye Arena, so to experience it firsthand, it's an opportunity that not a lot of people have. And even when visiting teams come in, they talk about how it's just an amazing atmosphere. So being able to wrestle in this venue, for 4 years, it's something I love, and I want to take advantage of it and go out and perform every day.
About 9 weeks left in this season. Of course, Big Ten championships, NCAA championships looming. What'll be most critical for you? What'll be a real key focus or two for you down the stretch to get to where you want to be?
Yeah, just sharpen things up. Never being complacent. Only have that one loss, but even after wins, there's always stuff that you can improve on. And obviously, last week showed that I got a lot to improve on. So just not being complacent, always working, get better every day, getting a little bit better every day, and just keeping that simple approach.
Mix it up here with you a little bit. Favorite place on campus? Where do you like to hang out on this campus?
I don't know. I'm a big sports guy, so just going somewhere and watching sports, like Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that, just hanging out and watching sports. That's kind of what I like to do in my free time, so something like that.
Give me your favorite meal.
Favorite meal? Just a big steak, medium rare.
Last good movie that you saw?
I'm gonna have to think about that one. Let me think here. I don't know. I'll get back to it. I'll
All right.
get back to it.
Give us anything you have. Can you tell us one thing about Michael Kemerer that very few people know?
I actually have a twin sister. And
Really?
Yeah, I actually have 4 sisters and a twin sister.
No
And-
kidding. You the only boy?
Yep, 4 sisters.
What was it like growing up in a house with 4 sisters? That's the billion-dollar question so far.
Well, I mean, I guess, you know, being a wrestler, I always wanted to be wrestling, so I kind of had to force them into it sometimes. But they didn't like that too much, so I don't know. It's good though. I mean, it's different, I guess, than what a lot of people grow up in. But I don't know. I like it. You know, they support me, so it's good.
And your hometown, Michael, is where?
Murraysville, Pennsylvania.
What's the best thing about that place? What do you miss most about back home?
Probably just. Actually, we had a real good wrestling team. So just in high school, had a real close group of guys, and now a lot of us kind of gone to different schools, gone different ways, but we won 2 state championships as a team, and we had a really good bond. And so that's just hanging out with those guys around town, wherever. That was something that I probably missed the most.
Really appreciate the time, and looking forward to catching up with you many more times over the years. And good luck down the stretch, Michael. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.